Traditional wealth relies on a simple exchange. You trade liquid capital for title deeds, physical real estate, or shares in a company. This logic fails when applied to human-centric value. You can try to purchase the loyalty of a team or the trust of a partner, but capital deflects off these assets without sticking. If an advantage can be bought, it can be outbid. Relying on visible assets leaves you vulnerable to any competitor with a larger balance sheet who decides to move into your space. The most durable competitive moats are invisible. They exist outside the market, which makes them impossible to duplicate through a simple transaction. These assets require an investment of time that money cannot bypass. A billionaire cannot buy a 10-year reputation in an afternoon, which allows anyone willing to do the slow work to build a position that capital alone cannot touch. A rented image is a temporary mask created by advertising or expensive aesthetics. A reputation is the stable residue left behind after enough people have enough contact with you to decide who you actually are. A strong reputation performs the introductory work for you. It lowers the barrier to entry for new opportunities because people have already validated your name before you enter the room. Internal filters are just as valuable. In an environment saturated with low-quality signals and manufactured drama, a refined sense of taste acts as a defensive funnel, catching the junk and only letting functional, high-value concepts through. This internal calibration creates a massive economic edge. It allows you to identify which trends have a future and which products will actually function, long before your competitors stop chasing the noise. Reputation and taste form the bedrock of your architecture. They ensure that your growth is built on validated trust and a clear sense of direction rather than wasted effort. Projecting that foundation requires a true audience. While anyone can pay for bought followers to inflate a number, you are looking for concentrated attention, the kind of trust and emotional connection that only comes from showing up consistently over years. Owning distribution provides a secure pathway to attention, bypassing changing algorithms. A high-level network functions through validation, providing entry into guarded circles. This access creates leverage, solving problems in days that would have taken months to figure out alone. When you combine attention, distribution, and a vetted network, you have a self-sustaining ecosystem. You stop reacting to the market and start moving with a force that accelerates every new project you launch. To scale, you must build an autonomous system that processes inputs without your direct intervention. Intellectual property acts as the legal fence, preventing larger entities from absorbing your unique processes. These systems produce immense data, creating predictability that is worth a fortune. Proximity provides the final layer of protection. Being close to the source of decisions and capital means you hear the raw signal before it turns into mainstream noise, giving you a head start that others can't see. Systems, IP, data, and proximity function as impregnable moats. They make your position mathematically and legally difficult to penetrate, securing the advantage you've built over the long term. These components don't just sit side by side, they integrate. Your reputation informs your data, and your systems protect your taste. This interlocking architecture is what the world experiences as authenticity. True authenticity is a specific fingerprint of judgment and rhythm. It is impossible to reverse engineer because it is built from a decade of unique interactions, making you unmistakable in a world of safe, easily swapped templates. While most people waste their energy chasing assets that can be bought in an afternoon, those who reach the top spend their time building what is mathematically impossible to replicate. Only a small percentage of people have the patience to construct an invisible moat. If you are one of them, prove it by writing the secret word asset in the comments. Sustained success in the modern economy is the result of an unmistakable identity, one you must architect over the course of a life.